Welcome back to Ben Rants. And when I was a kid, fan service was seen as a lazy replacement for lack of character development. Well, there's a new Joker movie out now, and it's amazing. However, there's a controversy surrounding it, and a controversy to the controversy surrounding it, because a new movie can't come out anymore without everybody being offended by it. Well, drama's bad for my blood pressure, so I ain't touching this high school cafeteria scuffling. Instead, I'm gonna rip apart a bad animated Batman movie that stars the Joker. That's right, it's none other than that 2016 pile of crap, The Killing Joke? Really? That's a bad movie? I thought it was pretty good. But hey, ain't the first time I've been wrong for liking something. Maybe I just need to take another look at it. For those that don't know, The Killing Joke is a 1988 one-issue comic written by Alan Moore, known for Watchmen, with art by Brian Balland. It's significant for giving Joker a complete origin story and making him a tragic character, an everyman whose luck takes a turn for the worst, which ultimately turns him into a psychopath, like all Batman villains. The comic is also seen as one of the comics Tim Burton used as inspiration when he was working on his Batman movie. So yeah, one of the most famous and critically acclaimed comics of all time. Big shoes for a scrappy little direct-to-video animated movie to fill. Let's see if they pulled it off. So, if the comic is based around the Clown Prince of Crime, it only makes sense for the movie to start off with a Batgirl narration. Huh? It doesn't take long for us to get to what was the target of a lot of hate from fans, the half-hour prologue. It's a side story about Batgirl and Batman trying to stop a mobster named Paris Franz. Yes, that's his name. Many people saw this prologue as unnecessary and had nothing to do with the rest of the movie. While I do think the prologue does drag in some spots, I didn't mind it too much. I can't think of many Batman-related media that focuses on Batgirl, so I think it's neat she gets some time to shine in this movie. Sure, might seem phoned in, but I didn't mind her getting more to do in this story, and it gives her some purpose, which I'll get into later. However, people had a lot more to complain about in this prologue. That's right, something so diabolic and evil that you just know that perv Bruce Timm was behind it. In this movie, Batgirl and Batman have sex! And I should be mad about that. Why exactly? Sex is awesome, dag nabbit! Okay, for real though, the sex scene really didn't bother me. Yeah, I get it. Comes out of left field. But still, it ain't like you see much. Though, makes me wish this movie was R-rated so I can see some Sorry, I'm a horn dog, I know. While it might seem disrespectful to have the main female do the hanky-panky with the main guy and make her look subordinate? Now that I don't agree with. All throughout this prologue, she's making her own decisions, even flat out disobeys Batman. So what? She got horny and wanted to do a guy who's 20 years older than her. Maybe she just has a daddy fetish. Why you gotta kink shame her? Let a girl have fun! Also, people complained about Barbara's gay best friend. He didn't bother me. Honestly, I couldn't tell you why I didn't hate this prologue. Maybe I'm a Tara Strong fanboy and I just love hearing her voice. I don't know. So yeah, that pretty much wraps up people's issues with the movie. Oh wait, we're only a half hour in. Crap. So now the real meat of the movie begins, the adaptation of The Killing Joke. Now, for the most part, the movie adapts the comic pretty well. And some people took issue with that. Is there no pleasing you? They say that the movie doesn't add much other than adapting the comic. Gee, I wonder why they don't add much, because every time they do, y'all want to complain about it! But yeah, people say that the animation of the movie can't match up to the art of the comic. Yeah. No to the der. It's an animated movie. It's a completely different medium to comic books. Comics have more time to put into their art and colors. Animated movies don't. Especially animated movies with a $3.5 million budget. And besides, DC has made animation adaptations of other comics in the past. Nobody complained about those being too accurate. Make up y'all's minds. I forgot to mention Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill reprised their roles as Batman and Joker respectively. Maybe that's why I'm soft on this movie. I can't imagine anybody else's voices coming out of those characters, so anytime they voice them, it's a delight to hear. However, something about Mark Hamill voicing Joker now is getting really throaty. I know, it ain't his fault. He's close to 70 years old now. So, I'm not gonna hold that against him, and I'm happy he still comes around to voice the character. Another point of criticism is that it's implied Joker rapes Barbara after shooting her. Like I said, implied. Yeah, I can kinda see why that might rub people the wrong way. But is it really that far-fetched to picture the Joker of all characters doing that? He's the Joker, for Pete's sake. Now, see, this is why I'm glad we had that prologue, 'cause it showed us how competent and strong Barbara is. If she wasn't in the prologue, and this was the only thing that happened to her, yeah, I'd be super pissed as a Batgirl fan. So that's pretty much the major complaints that people have with this movie. Now, time for me to give my own personal spin on why I think everybody is all overreacting, and I'm the right one in this situation, as I always do, wink wink. They took a comic about the Joker and made it about Barbara. She starts the movie, and she has the last scene during the credits. It's her movie. I don't agree that her portrayal was the stereotypical subordinate female or the weakling. She showed that as a character, she can be shot and raped and still come out on top. If that's not girl power, I don't know what is. Also, like all art, The Killing Joke is up for interpretation. I haven't read the original comic, so I'm only going off of the movie. To me, the story is about relationships. Whether it be Batman's relationship with Batgirl, Gordon's relationship with Barbara, Batman's relationship with Gordon, and especially Batman's relationship with Joker. I don't mind Mark Hamill's older sounding voice for the Joker so much anymore. In fact, I think it only helps me understand what the story is going for. Batman and the Joker are older men now, and they are destined to do the same thing over and over again, as they have throughout the years. By the end, Joker tells a joke about two crazy men trying to escape a mental asylum. I think that's an allegory for Batman and the Joker as characters. They're their own versions of crazy. Joker is, well, the Joker. But Batman dresses up like a bat, flies around a city at night beating criminals up. Sure, it's badass as a character, but if you saw that in real life, admit it, you'd think it would be quite silly. The punchline of the joke is one of the mental patients is going to betray the other and enjoy watching him die. And of course, what happens next is up for debate, but both Batman and Joker share a laugh. The camera pans down to the rain, and Batman is the only one still laughing. Although there are several interpretations of the Joker, his common goal is to drive Batman mad and make him break his only rule, killing. I think that's why this story is called The Killing Joke. It's the joke that finally broke Batman and made him kill his arch-nemesis. Batman laughing at one of the Joker's jokes was enough for him to realize that he had finally reached the Joker's level, and that he must put an end to the madness. But hey, that's just a theory. A Detective Comics animated movie based off a comic theory. So yeah, while The Killing Joke ain't a perfect movie, as a Batman fan, I quite enjoyed it. Sure, a lot of people had issues with it, and it's not to everybody's liking, but I think it did its job as an adaptation of one of the most celebrated comics of all time, and in turn became a great Batgirl story. As much as Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill got praise, I think Tara Strong deserves some attention for her role in this movie. I think it's one of the best performances she's ever given. But I'm a Tara Strong fanboy, so take that what you will. At least I can take solace in knowing that this was the only animated Batman movie that was hated, and that this level of fan hatred never happened again. Never happened again. Never!